Ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. They told me they like it when I get cocky. You cannot stop me.
You are now tuned in to the Dad to Live podcast. You have your host, Tyler Gaeta, and I have with me co-host
Jonathan Baumgartner.
All right, guys, you know the drill. We are going to start with the housekeeping. All we want to do is add value. So if we added value to you in any way, you like the show, you got a perspective change, you got a smile, you got a laugh, please share the show. We don't ask for any monetary fees. This show's free, but we just ask that you tell a friend, they tell a friend, they tell a friend. That's how we grow this thing. Pay the fee. As Andy Versello would say, I feel weird stealing it, but hey, man, it works. Pay the fucking fee. We've got over 12,000 downloads in just a few months. We've got hundreds of downloads every single episode. That means you guys are listening to the show. You guys are liking this show, or you wouldn't keep listening, or maybe there's some haters that are. Fuck you guys if that's you.
Haters, though.
But you keep listening to the show, man, so do your part, please. Tell a friend, they tell a friend, they tell a friend. Share it, tag us, DM me. Let me know how we're helping, or let me know how we can help change the show. Give us some input, guys. We want to make this better for you, and we want to grow this thing just so that we can add value to people. My personal IG is Tyler Gaeta, Tyler Gaeta _DWL. We also have badass apparel, hats, shirts, hoodies. By the time this drops, we will have our new shirt dropped for Father's Day too, which is sick. This shirt is badass. It'll be on the website. Nice. Website's www.dadswiftapparel.com. We're on IG as Dad Swift Apparel, Facebook Dad Swift Apparel, and then we have a Facebook group called Dads Who Lift Official. Again, this is a group on Facebook of 55,000 like-minded dads trying to be the best selves and stay fit at the same time. That's something that interests you. Check that group out as well. I also have, just to drop it in the beginning here, another event that I'm putting on. When the fuck is this one going to drop? June 1st. So we'll have a little bit of time left. So this event is June 11th from 10 a.m. to 2. It's another masterclass. Last one I did was a huge hit. I've had a lot of guys reaching out asking about it. When I'm going to do my next one, will I have one? So this is Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2, half day. It's on a weekend. Should be very easy to get to. It's on Zoom, so anybody can attend. Value-packed, full of a lot of shit. If you want to be a better father, you want to be a better just dad, you want to be a better man, you want to be happier, you want to be healthier, you want to be wealthier, you want to be more fit, you want to live a limitless lifestyle, check this shit out. DM me. I can get you a ticket. They're only $97. Cheap as fuck. I spend more than that on shoes. Most of you guys spend more than that on coffee every single week, right? So if you can't spend $97 to add value to your life, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. Check that out, guys. DM me, DM Dad to Lift Apparel. Either way, we'll get you a ticket and get you hooked up. There's limited seats too, so don't fucking sleep on it. Don't miss. If they might be full by the time this drops, actually. But just check it out and try. We'll try to accommodate as much as we can. All right, that's the opener.
Later, but how did Colorado? How did that go?
Oh,
Airbnb?
Okay. So yeah. So I was up in Colorado last week. So my Okoboji condo will have been closed by the time this drops. I think we're closing June 1st.
Nice.
So my Okoboji condo will be closed by then. I have another one that I'm working on already, which is in Colorado, which was my dream. That's been my dream since a child, was to own a house in Colorado up in Blue River by Breckenridge. I love the fucking area. So I was able to get it. I got financing, and it's wild, actually. So there's a house that I've stayed in before that I've Airbnb with my son up in Colorado. It came on the market. I ended up getting a signed contract on it. It was at the top, houses are fucking outrageous out there. So it's over $1 million. It was at the top of the market. So anytime I buy, I hate being at the top of the market.
Right.
I like to have a little bit of bubble there. But this thing was an Airbnb. It's pre-rented. It was furnished. Furnished well. Looks very nice inside, pre-rented. Basically, the day I closed, it would have been rented and making money.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, fuck it. If it's turnkey, it's decorated, it's done, I don't have to do shit to it, I'll pay top of the market. So I get out there to go look at it, plan to have the inspection while I'm out there. We get there, and this fucking house is gutted artwork-wise. Like, all the decorations, all the cool shit that they had in there, like all the charm of what makes this house Airbnb is gone. And the owner told us when we're heading up, told my agent, hey, all the furniture will be there, but there's a couple pictures that are sentimental that he's going to take, but nothing big, just like 2. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I get it. Like, if there's 2 pictures taken, that's fine. I can replace those, you know. This thing is, like, fully decorated. Nice. And I got there, and, like, all the decorations are gone. All the pictures are gone. Like, they even took, like, utensils out of the kitchen. No fucking toaster, no utensils. Wow. They took a goddamn – there's a bare shower curtain. Took a fucking shower curtain. That shit's $10, dude. Are you kidding me? But like, it adds to the value, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then he went and bought some shitty shit, like where these big ass grand pictures were on the wall is now this little like 12 by 12 picture of a bear that he went and found at like the dollar store, and like hung this little shit up everywhere, and like this brown shower curtain and the fucking where this bear shit, you know, just shit like that. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And then they came up with some story of how an ex-girlfriend got in there, and he told her she could only take like 1 picture, and she gutted the house, and then he ran last minute and went and got things to soften the blow. And I'm like, dude, bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit, because within 2 hours before I got there, there's no way you ran and got all that shit. Like, there's no fucking way. So the dude just ended up taking all the shit that he wanted. Maybe he's buying another one and wanted to have the decor. Right. I don't know. But I straight told him, hey, man, I'm paying top of market because this thing's turnkey. If it's not going to be turnkey and I got to hire a fucking designer and buy a bunch of artwork, then I either need less price, you're going to credit me, or you need to get the shit back, or you can hire the designer and redecorate it. And they basically said, like, no, it is what it is. We're not doing anything. So I was like, cool, peace out.
Right, backed out.
Yeah, I backed out. But the house was honestly kind of a shithole on the outside anyways. Like, the single car garage was falling over, not very nice. You know, the inside was great, but it was a lot of lipstick on a pig.
Right.
Again, it still would have been great for an Airbnb if it was turnkey ready, but it didn't end up being that. But I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So there ended up being another one on the market that I've seen before that's in Blue River as well. It's just right up the street, actually in a way more – you remember when we stayed in Blue River together with the kids?
Yep.
We walked by it, that same fucking neighborhood. You remember
Really?
that badass multi-million-dollar house we stayed in up there?
Well, there's a lot up there, but –
Well, yeah, but you remember the one we stayed in with the kids.
Yep.
It was me, you, Brooks, and Braden.
Yep.
And we
That
did
road.
runs
Yep,
up and down
yep.
that road.
Mhm.
It's on that fucking road. So it's a
Really?
little bit higher up in Blue River,
Nice.
way better views because it's
Right.
higher elevation, and way nicer houses, like nicer neighborhood. All the
Price
houses
point
are
about
like
the same?
1.8 to 2 million. Price point's actually a little bit cheaper. And so it's a small cabin, but it's actual log cabin and super fucking nice.
Yeah,
and then they just built a brand new 750 square foot garage, like brand new log garage.
Nice.
And they're doing these big ass boulder walls. Anyways, long story short, they didn't market this fucker very well. So I've seen it on the MLS before. Pictures are not that great. And but my agent was sitting at the place. It's 3 minutes away. We're like, well, fuck it. Let's go take a peek. What can it hurt?
Right.
So we go up there, and this fucking place is immaculate. Immaculate. I mean, 100 times nicer than the one I got an offer on.
Really?
And I ended up getting an offer on this one, an accepted offer on this one, with a brand new garage, true log cabin, fucking immaculate, putting a brand new driveway in, brand new boulder walls, everything for $145,000 less than I had on the other one.
No brainer.
So everything fucking happens for a reason,
Right.
man. So anyways, I do have a contract on this other one in Colorado, and I'm very excited about it, and I hope that everything works out and goes through. I don't ever fucking say that anything's a solid deal until the contract's done and I got the deed, you know. So there's a lot of shit that could happen to where this could fall out, but I really hope it goes. I'm really hopeful for it.
Hell yeah.
And if it does, this will be my third Airbnb in just over a year. This one will close in July, so that'll be I bought my first one in June. So a year and 1 month, I will have bought 3 of these motherfuckers.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So it's sweet.
Well,
It was a good trip though. I brought the kid up. I took him out of school because I wanted him to see the place. This is part of that, like, hey man, I no longer try to separate my home work life. I want my son and my family to be part of my work life. So I brought him up so he can see it, so he can see the deals.
Get excited about it.
And he got a lot of experience there too because he was able to see this other house. He was able to see me do the deals, and he's able to have a backbone now, I guarantee it, down the road and be like, hey man, if this isn't right, I'm out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that shit I love doing. Okay, topic.
Fuck other people's opinions.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
Pretty
dude.
much it. I mean,
Stop seeking approval.
Let's not sugarcoat this one. I mean, fuck everyone else's opinion about what you're doing in your life. If you're living a morally sound life, living good with good intentions and doing right by yourself and your family and the world, who cares what other people think?
Here's the deal, dude. No one else is paying your fucking bills, right? So no one's checking up on you. Who the fuck checked up on you? Then who gives a fuck? Who checked up on you today, right? Then who gives a fuck? Make life what you want it to be, right? No one's paying your fucking bills, so who gives a fuck? Make life what you want it to fucking be, right? Like, oh, my neighbor didn't like this or says that this isn't good, or, you know, my son's friend's parents do this. Whatever it may be, like, are they paying your fucking bills? Then fuck them. Why does their input matter to you? You know, why does it matter? Now, in order to have this mentality, you really need to be living true. This is what you started saying. You really need to be living true to who you are, right? And you really need to be living true to your purpose, following your purpose, fulfilling your destiny, and living in accordance to what you truly believe in. Now, You may have different morals and values than me, and that's okay. But as long as you're living to your morals and values, and you are living a just life as you see it, and I'm living to my morals and values, and I'm living a just life as I see it, and I'm fulfilling my destiny, and I'm adding value to the world in the way that I can add value to the world, then fuck what anybody else has to say.
Right.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Now, if you're not doing that, and you're fucking living a shitty fucking life, and you're fucking stealing and cheating and lying and whatever, then maybe you should fucking listen to other people, right? Maybe you should take some fucking advice. But there's a feeling, dude. You know it. I can feel it in my chest. I know it when I'm aligned with who I am, and I believe that everybody knows that. Even when they're lost in it, even someone that just fucking steals every single day, there's still some part of them that knows this is not right, right? And that shit might be buried. Maybe you don't feel it right away, but if you dig deep enough, there's some part of you that knows, man, the shit that I'm doing in my life is not fucking right, right? And if you are that person and there's areas of your life that need improvement and you're not living true to who you are, then maybe you should fucking listen to some other people, right? But this is for the guys that are living a true just life, that are living up to their purpose, and people tell them that they can't do things, they shouldn't do things. Shit that I've got all the time is like, or not all the time, but shit that I've got before is like, oh, you just brag, or you're egotistical because you talk about, you know, wanting a car or having a car or wanting to drive a Lamborghini or whatever the fuck it may be. And it's like, no, dude, those are my passions. Like, that's what I like. So if you don't understand that, I'm sorry, but I do, so fuck you, you know? And another big thing that you'll realize as you come into success and when you actually get this mentality of basically, fuck you, I'm going to do what makes me happy in my life, because that's what the whole point of life is here, is to grow and be happy, right? And to add value. But we have to be happy to be adding value, let's say, or grow, like in a big circle of a cog where everything works together. My happiness does not rely on you. My happiness does not rely on my neighbor. My happiness does not, I love my mother, we have a great relationship, but my happiness does not rely on my mother, right? If my mother calls me and says, hey, you know, you really shouldn't talk about that topic on your podcast, or you really shouldn't cuss so much, or whatever it may be, which she doesn't, because she accepts me for who I am and she knows who I am. But say she does, right? If that's truly who I am and I know that's who I am, and say that topic that I talked about on my podcast that she doesn't approve of, I fucking strongly stand behind 100%, then fuck you, Mom. And it's not in those words. Right. I wouldn't sit there and say fuck you, Mom. But the purpose is fuck you, Mom. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm living to my purpose. I'm living to my destiny.
It's your life.
Right? It's my life. I'm creating it. Nobody else is fucking going to make me happy but me. My happiness does not rely on anybody else but me. So that means that I have to live in accordance to what's going to make me happy, right? You're going to have a different definition of happiness and what makes you happy in your life than I am, which is why we cannot give a fuck what anybody else has to say. Even if somebody's good and is living to their morals and values, their definition of that happiness might be different than yours. So you might go out and do something that makes you super fucking happy, that you stand strong behind, and they might sit there and go, it'd be better if you did it this way. Well, fuck you, because I don't like doing it that way. I like doing it this way. This is the way that makes me happy, right? And this doesn't mean that we don't take input and we don't grow, right? If I have somebody that comes up to me and says, oh, what would be an example? hey man, maybe you could have some better results if you did this or you added this, or have you ever thought about doing this? Dude, I'm all ears. Like, how can I be better? How can I grow? How can I become a better person? How can I become a better version of myself? How can I add more value, right? But there's a fine line, and you can fucking tell when someone truly wants to invest in you and add value to you because you add value to them, and when someone's just fucking hating.
Right.
And more so than not, I'm sorry, but people are just fucking hating. And the point is anybody that wants what you have, not anybody. A lot of people that want what you have and don't are going to hate on what you have, and be very conscious of that. And those are the people that you want to get the fuck away from you as fast as fucking possible. And you'll see as you become successful and you create a better circle of successful people that are like you and like-minded, you'll see that those people want you to win just as much as you want them to win. And if you don't want people to win, you got to change that right now, because if you don't want people to win, no one's ever going to fucking want you to win, right? You can't be, expect people to be not jealous of you, but yet you're jealous of them, right? The whole point to this is I want you to win no matter what. If John goes out there and buys a fucking Lamborghini, and I do not have a Lamborghini yet, right? If John goes out there and buys a Lamborghini, I'm not sitting there going, fuck you, John. God damn it. Like, I was ahead of you 6 months ago, and now you just went and bought a fucking Lamborghini. Fuck my life. No, dude. I'm sitting there going, fuck yeah, brother.
Right.
Love that fucking Lamborghini.
Right.
How the fuck did you get that? And how can I?
Right.
Right? I'm using that to level up. I'm using that to become better. I'm using that to say, how the fuck? That's something that I really love. Good job, brother. Fucking awesome. How do I get that?
Right.
How'd you do it?
Not a hater.
And that's how you'll see in the group of, like, say, the Lions Den with Sean Whalen, or Haterade with Andy Versella. That's how these people are. And I've talked to so many guys that I've met at events that are like, dude, everybody around me in real life is a fucking hater. And they're like, dude, it's so different, though, when you get around these people that truly are successful and they're like-minded. Because I can sit there and Tommy Big Block on Instagram. His name's Tommy Big Block on Instagram. He races snowmobiles. He's a fucking badass dude. I met him at Lions Not Sheep. Deal with Alex Urban and Sean Whalen a month ago in Utah, or a month and a half ago, or whatever it was. Anyways, I can hit Tommy up today and send him a picture of my Lambo, be like, bro, I bought a fucking Lambo. And he's going to reply back, be like, bro, that's so fucking sick.
Right.
I can't wait for my fucking Lambo, right? And he's truly happy for me, right? Now, I know some other people that I could send that same picture to the Lambo with, and they'd reply back like, cool, period. Or like,
seriously?
or not reply back at all, or like, man, isn't that a little over the top? Some shit like that.
Right.
It's like, no, dude, it's not, because this is my life. This is what I want it to be. This is how I make it. This is the shit that makes me happy. And so I'm doing what I want. I'm fulfilling my destiny. I'm living to my purpose, right? Again, dude, who checked up on you today? Exactly. Live life the way you want it to live. Who paid your fucking bills? Who pays your bills? Exactly. Live life the way you want to live it. Period.
Fuck people's opinions about you that aren't relevant in your life to you on a daily basis. And here's why. The moment you start considering everyone's opinion about you, you've given them the real estate in your brain. And once they have real estate in your brain, you're not living your life. You're living your life based on what they think about you and how you should be living your life. And we've talked about this in an episode before, not allowing the outside world to influence you on how you should live your life. But the moment you start truly comparing or allowing everyone's complaints about you to have that real estate in your brain, you're going to start changing the way you do things. You're going to start, trying to appease everybody. Life's not meant to appease anybody other than yourself and your responsibility, which would be my son, my girl, my family. Here's one thing that I've learned. I'm very good about not giving a fuck about someone's opinion. It's black and white for me. It doesn't hurt me. It took me a long time to get there. So I grew up, I wanted to fit in so bad. Like, as a kid, I was chubby. I got made fun of, picked on. I was not popular. I was not cool. I was not athletically gifted. I was just the average chubby kid, actually a minority in the school I went to, got picked on because of that, poor and all that stuff. I cared so much about what people thought of me. I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to be liked. It wasn't until, and I was never fucking happy. Never happy. I couldn't find out how to be happy because this guy had an opinion, that person had an opinion, they had an opinion. How do you find out how to be happy with so many people's
And
opinions
it all dictated your value.
It dictated what I thought.
Yep.
When I realized that people were fake as fuck and they're just haters. Some people are just haters. They don't know how to not hate and they just don't know how to do that. So I stopped. I just learned to block it out because, like you said, they have no bearing on my life. They're not helping my pockets get fatter. They're not helping my son and my relationship with my son get better. They're not helping me build my future. So they really have no merit. And I've been able to cast them aside. But here's what I found out to be true when you learn how to do this. It's lonely at first. It's lonely. Oh, you're emotional. Oh, you're heartless. Oh, you don't care about anybody other than yourself. For a long time, don't fall into that trap. That's a hater telling you that you're doing something that they can't do. I believed it. All right, maybe I need to be more sympathetic or more emotional to your situation.
Your needs.
As
really
your
what that
needs.
is.
And
yeah.
again, I say your needs,
instead of taking
not
care
mine.
of your own needs.
So,
Yep.
so then I did that for a couple of years. And then I became a man. I was like, you know what? Fuck you and your opinion and your opinion. This is my life. I have my responsibilities. This is my son. I'd rather be lonely with my own thoughts than all of your opinions. And I just really stopped caring about, hey, even with family. Like, I have family that go on Facebook. Yeah, he never responds, or I can never get a hold of him. On Facebook, on social media, out there, I don't air my business. I don't do any of that in public because I just don't care. But again, I see stuff like that, and I just laugh. I'll like it. I'm glad you think that way. I'm doing something right because your opinion ain't helping me move forward in my life. So it's lonely at first. But then again, like you said, when you start meeting the people who understand, you got to cut the negativity out. All these haters, all of this opinions that people have about you is just going to bring you down and hold you back. And you start surrounding yourself with people. You got 3 Airbnbs. Last episode I said, fuck yeah. I haven't got one yet. I'm fucking trying. And again, asking questions. So how did you get the Airbnb?
Yep.
How did you get it financed for that much? Oh, because it's already rented and it's cash flowing. So
Yep.
again, asking the right questions. I want to be an investor. I want to fucking have property. So again, my friend who I look up to because he's great at doing things, I got to ask questions. I mean, how did you do that? How did they finance you? Because, I don't, how did you get the money? Just asking those questions of people who are like-minded like you. There is none of that hater because you know exactly what they're going through because you've already been through that. You've had the people say, well, you're fucking heartless or you're emotional
right.
or you're just, it's all about you. You're just so self-centered. When you meet the people who understand, like, it takes being quote-unquote self-centered to achieve your dreams, there is a network of people out there who are like, yeah, F everybody else. Like, good for you, brother. Keep living your dream. Keep doing your thing. You want the Lambo? Go get the Lambo. You want 20 Airbnbs? Go get 20 Airbnbs. Because your life doesn't affect my life in any negative aspect. So why would I shun you? Like, you having Airbnbs it's nothing negative to me. I'm not a negative person, so I don't approach situations negatively at first. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
We're going to call this episode Haterade.
Haterade.
It's going to be fucking Haterade, man.
So honestly, get them out of your... Don't let people who are haters own real estate in your mind. Only listen and allow. Like, when you give me advice or when I hear nuggets, I'll receive those and I'll take them and I'll try and implement them in my life because some of your opinions on or perspectives on things help me to become better. Hey, I want to have Airbnbs too. So what are the things what is your mindset towards these Airbnbs? That's trash. This one's better, or hey, this wasn't a good deal. So asking the people who you consider, like you said, where is he at and how do I get there? And what things are you doing? A couple other notes. So when I was worried about everybody else's opinion about me, I was truly emotionally empty. I had no opinion about myself. I had no fulfillment. And we just talked about this too. You're fulfilled based on everyone else's opinion about you. And if they're not all great opinions, then you're not filled. And I tell my partner, Caitlin, hey, it's so important that I have that verbal affirmation from you from time to time to make sure I'm on par. Or if I'm not, hey, I need to step my game up and take you on dates. Or it's just an accountability thing.
Right.
And getting emotionally stable, I think, is most important for getting rid of the haters. Like, just knowing, like you said before, I stand in confidence. You stand in confidence because I have a purpose and I'm living to fulfill that. That's your armor against haters. That's your armor against any naysayer, family, friend, anybody. And friends and family are the worst ones that when they come.
Yep.
You see it all the time. oh, I'm gonna start this little, this new business. Oh, okay, haha. Like there's just no support.
Dude, it's funny as fuck. Even to this day, like, so I'm just growing this brand now. I've got other successful companies, but Dads Who Lift is just growing now. The podcast, the apparel, it's very much in its infant stages, right? And we're starting to do more reels and more posts that are getting more traction without, paying anything or paying for any ads. And we're starting to get hundreds of likes on reels, and we're starting to the traction's starting to finally take, right?
Right.
But the funniest part, the majority of those people are not people that I fucking know. The majority of the people that like my shit, heart my shit, or comment my shit do not know me. And the people that are my so-called so-and-so-called friends, or people that I know in the fitness community, don't ever like my shit, don't ever comment on my shit, ever.
Isn't that funny?
And I really don't have any family members, very few, that like my shit and comment on my shit. Now, my mother would, but she's not a big social media person. So but still, I've got family members that are on social media that don't like my shit and don't comment my shit. So I'll get hundreds of likes, and it's all from fucking strangers that don't know me, that love what I have to say. I'm adding value to them and want me to win. But then all these people that I actually know in person, crickets.
You're 1%. They're 99. They don't.
What the fuck does that tell you right there? And it's crazy. So one thing that I'll say to you guys, a couple things. One of them is, and this is just a law of life. And if you don't know this, you better figure it out real fucking quick and listen. I believe this like I believe in gravity, right? You can't see it, but if you jump off the fucking building, you're going to fall to the ground, right? What you give is what you get. What you reap is what you sow. So if I want people to win, I'm in return going to win.
Fact.
If I do not want people to win and I'm a hater, I'm going to find myself constantly not winning.
Right.
Period, guys. If I want people to win and I'm truly happy for people, like this is an emotional thing that the universe knows. I'm truly happy for people winning that are in and around my life, then wins come to me. If I'm a fucking dick and I hate and I say fuck you for doing shit that I can't or I haven't or I just fucking won't or I'm too scared to do, then I stay in that field of fear and that field of not winning, right? So it's a big fucking thing. It's a big fucking part of it. It's a big part of success.
It is. I mean, it really is. We've talked about this too. Being okay with yourself and being okay being alone with your own thoughts is, I mean, honestly, I think that's where it all began for me, is your loneliest days and learning how to be okay in those moments and building from there. That's the framework. That's the foundation, is being alone, being okay in your own thoughts, and sticking true to those thoughts and not allowing, too much impact that will pull you away from what your purpose is. And not every family member is aligned with what what you believe or know to be your purpose. Family members aren't going to always be the ones that are deepest in your corner supporting you.
Let me say too, guys, like, this doesn't mean that I walk down the street saying fuck you to everybody that doesn't support me, or any friend that doesn't like my post. I DM them and say, hey, you're a piece of shit, right? A lot of this shit is done in silence. This is a mental deal.
Right.
But what it truly comes down to is make notes of that stuff. I can feel when someone's on my team and when they're not. I can feel when someone's truly happy for me or envious of me. And just get those fucking people away from me as fast as possible. That's all that really matters. You don't have to say a word to them. This truly is probably bestly done in silence. It's like that old saying, I want you to eat, just not at my table.
Right. It's not here.
Like, you could still eat, just stay the fuck away from me.
Yep.
Because you don't align with me. You don't support me. We don't have the same morals and values, because I truly want you to do well. And if you don't want the same for me, if you're not adding value back to me, this is how this works, right? I have value to you, you have value to me. Picture a cup, 2 cups, right? I pour into your cup. Your cup becomes a little fuller. Mine becomes a little emptier, right? But then because I poured into your cup and it's a value system, you then pour into my cup.
Right.
So then my cup's back a little bit fuller and yours is a little bit emptier, right? And then we just keep pouring back and forth, right? And we keep adding value to each other's lives. Now, if this goes just one way and say, I add value, I keep pouring into your cup, John, but you never pour into mine.
Right.
Then your cup becomes so full it overfills. But what does my cup do? My cup becomes empty. right?
Yep.
And this is what you were doing when you talk about as a child, basing everybody's values on your own.
100%.
Your values are yours and yours alone. Your happiness is your responsibility alone. It has nothing to do with any other motherfucker in your life, right? None. Now, if a buddy gets a hold of me and says, hey, good job, bro, does that feel good? Sure.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does, you know? But if someone reaches out to me and says, hey, you're a fucking piece of shit because you cuss on your podcast, dude, that has no merit. That has no merit to me. I'm sleeping great tonight. Like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say because I stand true to who I am and what I believe, and just who I am as a person and as a man. I express that freely, and I believe in freedom, right? So this is the difference. Fuck the haters, the haterade. Again, this can be done in silence. What it truly just means is get them the fuck away from you. Make your life what you want it to be, period. And surround yourself with like-minded, growth-minded people that support that and add value to that. And in return, you add value back to them. That's success. If you sit there and worry about what everybody else is doing, you're never going to get anywhere. And this can even go to, like, you know, if you're worried about keeping up with the fucking Joneses, and keeping up with the Joneses really isn't in your fucking circle of what you truly want, you may get lost in that. You know, you might, Bob the neighbor went and bought a brand new Rubicon, you know, or a brand new wakeboard boat, right? And I've never had a wakeboard boat on my list. It's not really anything that I really give a fuck about or really want, or, you know, it doesn't propel me towards the life I want to live down the road. But because Bob went and bought this badass wakeboard boat and I want to keep up with the Joneses, I'm like, oh, fuck, I want to go get me a wakeboard boat, you know? And so then I go get me a wakeboard boat, and then I don't have the money to invest in my actual Airbnbs, which is my fucking actually dream and passion, then I just fucked myself because I was trying to keep up with Bob, right? And that's a disservice to me. Right. So this goes both ways, right? It's knowing who you are, knowing what you want in your life, and then making that happen, because you are the creator of your life. Say 100%. That again. You are the creator of your life. Nobody else is going to do this shit for you. No one's fucking coming to save you, period. I was given this life. I was gifted this life from my God, right? But he also gifted me free will, which means that I have the power through him. God is inside me, and he's inside every single one of you. I have the power through him to make this life whatever the fuck I want it to be. And I truly believe that that's living my purpose and my potential and my desire and fulfilling my destiny, right? And if I'm worried about whatever the fuck anybody else is saying, and I'm letting that slow me down or stop me from fulfilling my destiny and living the life that I want to live, I'm doing myself a disservice. Right. And you're going to feel empty, because I've been there. Yep. When you did that, you felt empty. When I did that, I felt empty. There's probably 300 guys listening to this shit that are doing that right now, know that feeling, that are feeling fucking empty. And I'm telling you right now, when you can get away from that and you can just say, hey, distance, silence, distance, get the fuck away from me, right? And you start fulfilling your destiny and living life to what you know feels right for you in your life, you will feel free.
100%.
Free.
There's no ill will towards people who don't support you, but here's how this is applicable in your life. If you're one of the dudes who are like, hey, man, that sounds so fucking familiar, here you go. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. People tolerate you because you have to be in their life, you know, family, whatever, you work, coworkers, whatever. Doesn't mean you have to dwell there. You got to go to work and deal with people, fine. But in your victories, in your personal life, when you're working towards your personal goals and dreams and aspirations, people that congratulate you and support you, those are return people you go to. Next time you have a victory, next time you have a win, you go back to that same person. Hey, man, I got this going for me now. Hell yeah, brother. Good job. Keep going. What's next? Those are the people that you go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. A lot of my family tolerates me. I don't think like a lot of them. You don't think a lot of them. They tolerate me in my outlandish brain. But then there's other people that when I share my little victories, they're like, dude, hell yeah, that's great. Go where you're celebrated.
Here's a big key right here too, guys. You know, I reach out to John and say, hey, John, I ran across this today. I think it could really, really help you. Here you go.
Right.
Or, hey, John, I know you're working on a apparel company on the side that you're trying to start out of your garage. I just ran into this fucking contact today that has these badass, prints for apparels of this badass designer. I thought maybe he could help you. Here you go, brother.
Right.
And I want nothing in return. I'm just here to help you.
Just connecting dots for you.
There's a fucking key sign right there, right? That's somebody in your life that you want to keep around, right? That's someone that's just adding value to you with nothing in return and doesn't want anything in return. That's what you want. So this has been the show, guys. Fucking pay the fee. Tell a friend. They tell a friend. Smash the like button. DM us. Tag us. Tyler Gata _DWL. Tag me when you share it. If we added value to you at all, do your part, guys. We're here doing our part. This shit costs us money. It takes our time. Do your part and share the show. If you didn't like it, don't fucking share the show. That's cool. But this has been the show.
Comment.
Take care.
They told me that like when I get cocky, ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. Try to be